What's good to the tribe? True from an Indian 4. Let's get it. All right. True from an Indian 4. Couple questions for my Nigerian friends. You get what I'm saying?
All right.
How do you feel about Trump with the travel ban against Nigeria?
First of all, sir, it's a privilege getting this interview from you. We as Nigerians, we sincerely sympathize with our fellow brothers and sisters back home who have gone through the process of the waiting period and expectations and longing to migrate to the United States, and then with this ban initiating, which therefore limits their migration from Nigeria to the US. It's really a sad situation, knowing the fact that Nigeria, which is the largest and most populous African black nation in the world, is experiencing this kind of uncertain situation, because it was least expected that such a horrendous situation would affect Nigeria, knowing the fact that Nigeria has greatly impacted in US economy. $14 billion last year, taxpayers was put into the US economy by Nigerians. Nigeria has the highest immigrants in the United States.
No record of terrorist activities in the country, law-abiding citizens, educated, and yet they're being banned.
If you check the record in US from 1975 to date, no Nigeria has been involved in any terrorist activity. No Nigeria has caused any extreme harm or damage to the US economy. So having this ban on Nigerians is really unfair. We know the president has his own reasons, the government have their own reasons, but there is no valid reason for such a ban to initiate and to be put into Nigeria. If you check the US system today, Nigeria, like I said, they are the most educated immigrants. They even above China or Korea and Japan. Nigeria place the US on a high standard. They respect the US system and they go along with whatever the US expects from us. So I'm short of words to explain or speak more on this situation. It's just sad.
Yeah, very sad. So there's another question I have. I talk back and forth with people that are online, and you'll hear people, one guy in particular, he was a Senegalese, and he was basically saying that basically all Africans were the same, all black Americans are the same, and just give me a little bit of thoughts on that. Are we all the same?
No way.
Are all skin folks kin folks?
They can't all be the same. Yeah, we are all humans, we are all people, but we have different cultures, different beliefs, and different way of carrying out things. So there's no way, that being said, there's no way all Africans can be the same. Even in Nigeria, yes, we are one country, one nation, but then there are different cultures, there are diversity here and there in terms of, customs and traditions, and that we don't consider ourselves all the same, so I don't know where that's
So Senegalese is not a Nigerian?
No.
Yeah, that's not the same
The
people.
only thing we have similar with a lot of other African countries is one continental district. We have the same
We're on the same continent.
the same continent, geographical location. We have the same race. We're from the same race, and we, in terms of food, in terms of relations, in terms of, first of all, Senegal is in West Africa, no doubt, but it's a 97% Islamic country. Nigeria is less than 50%, it's about 42%. So then also the way we eat and the way they eat, or the food we eat and the way food they eat, is totally different. The way of living is different from the way we live. Fine, we are all Africans and we are united by continent. We all love each other the same way. If I see a Senegalese, I want to treat him or take care of him different than where I would take care of Nigerian. We're all the same in terms of territorial district. But in terms of generalization, in terms of living style of everything, we're different. Senegal is a French African country. Nigeria is an English African country. So it's
not
not
the same
It's not,
language.
it's not the same language.
Then you have the North African countries as well.
They speak
You know,
Arabic.
They speak Arabic, so it's not even French. It's not English.
So you wouldn't be considered the same like lineage or tribe. So not all African tribes are the
They are,
same.
they are not the
No,
same.
they're not.
Senegalese don't even have my tribe. But I'm an Igbo person from the Nigeria East in West Africa. Senegal don't have Igbo language. They don't even know about it. I guess some of them don't even know about
Yeah,
it.
probably as we don't know so many
Some
about
lang-
their own languages, you know, in Senegal.
I know Senegal speaks French, and I know
Yes.
they do have their own local languages.
Yeah, local.
But I don't know that. Even Senegal was once Senegambia. They were both combined with Gambia, another country which are now separated. But I don't actually know whatever local language they speak.
So I ask this, right? We have groups out here they're called Pan-Africans. Have you ever heard of a
We've heard about Pan-Africans.
Pan? What do you feel about Pan-Africans? What is a Pan-African to you guys? Is it a fake African?
Not really. Not really. The Pan-African group actually created themselves over the fact that they migrated from Africa.
Okay.
But then again, a lot of times the knowledge you have and the knowledge we that grew up in Africa is kind of absolutely different. We have experienced what it means to be an African. We know the difficulties, the challenges, the strength, the temptations, the patience that come with it.
Yeah, the craziness.
The craziness.
You can
It's-
put
So what do y'all feel about like Americans or Pan-Africans or anybody trying to tell Black Americans or copper color Americans that they should go to Africa or they should move back to Africa?
That's not right. Everyone has his own individual decision to make where he or she should live. Because an African American is basically called an African American migrated, has his roots in Africa, doesn't mean the person has to move to Africa. Me being an African, I'm here in America, I'm happy. Would I want to move back to Africa right now? No. So why would I advise someone to go back to where I don't want to be? That is me being wicked or unfair.
And that's me actually being born there, grew up there, lived my whole life there before I decided to leave. I would not want to tell someone that, you know, to move there to start living. It's kind of ridiculous for someone who has not really lived in Africa or any of these other countries you're mentioning to tell someone to go back there and live.
But they say Africa is greater than America.
Who said so?
How?
And everybody is saying this.
In what way? I don't get
you know
it.
what happens a lot of times? People are patriotic to the fact that from what they feel like their parents have told them about Africa, they have that mindset. If you go and live in Africa, it's different from seeing what you see on television. Both the good and the bad side is absolutely different. You can't compare any country in Africa to America.
To America,
You can't even compare most countries in Europe to America. So comparing Africa to America is comparing a newborn child to an adult. It's different in terms of intelligence.
Yeah.
America is over 200 years old. A country that has expanded its way of living, its economic standards, its growth, the strongest country in the world, and you compare it to 54 average countries in Africa. That's me being rude. That's me being a lack of knowledge and being insulting.
Yeah, I would say it's insulting in a way because
it's insulting.
you-
I'm from
you shouldn't
Nigeria.
compare the two.
I'm from Nigeria, 200 million people. America is about 400 million. That's almost double of the population. An average American in the US makes $10 an hour. That is the minimum wage. In Nigeria, it's 30,000 a month. 30,000 a month is $100 a month. That same thing, if American work 10 hours a day, he has made that money in a day. What a Nigerian make in a month. Why would I want to
Average,
put you
yeah.
in a situation
Exactly.
that is lowering your standard, your poverty? The poverty rate in Nigeria, they have $1 a day. People feed $1 a day in Nigeria.
Like y'all said before, people are trying to come here.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of Nigeria has the highest number of poor people, people living on the poverty line in the world. In the world, they have the highest number, and I'm sure that's because of the population, you know. So it's really on. It's crazy to think about, you know, to suggest you leaving US and going back to Nigeria to, you know, get it like that. It's crazy.
Going to visit 2 weeks,
That's
1 month
fine.
is beautiful. You explore, you get to know more about your roots. If you want to get to know more, it's fun. But then having a comfortable life,
convenience.
and going to Nigeria, you're inconveniencing yourself.
Yeah.
You can't a lawless country where the government has taken control of everything. Freedom of
With
speech
little or no
is
regards
there,
for the
but freedom of
citizens,
speech
yeah.
is not. Yeah, it's little or no regards. a country that without stable power,
Okay.
without good road network,
Nothing.
without constant availabilities you have here,
The
you can't
basic
survive.
amenities, you can you just go crazy.
We lived with those things because that's what we're born into. We
Yeah.
survived with it and it was fun. You living in this comfort, stable life and going
I'm
to
going back
Nigeria,
there. It's not cool.
you won't be able to stay
It's
one
not
week.
gonna be funny at all. But you can visit, of course.
You can
and
visit, of
go to
course.
the nice
It's gonna be
places
nice.
and
The
all
feeling
that.
is different. The people are wonderful.
Wonderful.
Mind you, the people are wonderful. They don't see you less. There's nothing like racism.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't ever feel anything, both white or black. If you go to Nigeria, you won't feel that racist
Yeah,
expression.
even for
There's
the
a lot
white
of people don't
person,
even
yeah.
know about those racist
They
stuff.
don't.
They're ignorant of that.
Okay.
So
It's
that's
not-
the best, environment
For you.
to have been used to racism to go a place where they really know nothing
They
about
don't know.
racism.
They give you the same feeling they give their own people. Even
Yeah.
better feeling they'll give to you because
Yeah.
you are visiting.
Yeah, so
Because we are Americans.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
Americans.
you're
Yeah,
Americans.
and they'll give you a better treatment, better life, better everything. You have people around that want to show you love, show you places, eat food, and do whatever you want to do. And it will be the best 2 weeks of your life you've ever experienced, no doubt. But going to migrate there and live there,
no,
lowering your standards
I
of
won't
living.
say that.
I won't say that. I won't encourage you. to
Yeah, I
do
won't
that.
encourage it for anyone.
Like you said before, America is what? Paradise.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
It's paradise.
When you come to America, every child in Africa at one point in their life thought about America. No matter how you whether from a rich home or a poor home, you once thought about living in America. And even those that came from like an average income home, then you think about America, you have dreams, you have imaginations, you have wishes, and then you come to the most beautiful land, you see it, you in terms of job availability and everything, you see differences. You're grateful, you thank for every morning you wake up, you still wake up and be like it's a dream.
There's law.
There's law.
It's important, to
yeah.
know that there are rules and regulations that your citizens have to abide to. Their speed limits.
Yes.
The traffic lights you obey. There are certain things you can't do and things you should do. Nothing like that goes in Nigeria. So anything goes as long as you have the money to cover your tracks. That's it.
Big facts. Feathers up, tribe up, wise up, rise up.
Perfect.